What's up everyone, Toy Bro back again for another review, and today we're going to take a look at what is arguably the most popular of the He-Man variants, Battle Armor He-Man from Mattel. Alright, now for this figure, there's really not a ton to talk about. Most of what I need to say revolves around the armor, because this is essentially the same figure that you get if you have the original He-Man in the Motu Classics line. There's not a whole lot different here. The big draw is obviously the armor, which you can see is a formed piece that fits around the chest, and it's a little different from some of the other armor in the line because this is meant to be taken off, a lot. A lot of Motu Classics armor is removable, but this is removable in the sense that it's part of the play feature. So I'm going to talk about the armor and how it works on its own because it's a bit of a pain to remove, but just to talk about it a bit, you can see that it's two sculpted pieces that have a little bit of detail on it. It's a metallic type silver gray color, and then it has the Battle Armor emblem. I've got the undamaged one, and there are two different ones in addition to this one that show the actual battle damage. So we've got the H on there with kind of a maroon border to the letter, and then the H is orange. Now, as far as the figure itself goes, this is standard Motu Classics, standard He-Man at that. So let me do this real quick. We can bring the regular He-Man in just for a quick comparison. You can see, I mean, they're the same figure. The difference is the armor, and that's about it. They're the same. So same solid figure though. Not a problem there. I don't view that as an issue. As far as articulation goes, it's standard for Motu Classics head. You can go all the way around. There's not a whole lot of up and down because he's sitting so close to that armor. Arms go out, up, all the way around, bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, and rotation at the wrist. The ab crunch is going to be hindered because of the armor, so it's practically non-existent here. And then we've got the rotation. Legs can go all the way out. Mine are a little stiff at this point, but they can go all the way out. And then we've got thigh swivel. And we've also got that single jointed knee. We've got boot cut, shin swivel, and then we've got hinge at the ankle, bit of a rocker, and these are the ankles that have the pins on them. Mine are a little loose at this point, but not too bad for a figure that's as old as this. As far as the paint and sculpt goes, the same for this figure exists as the original. The only real difference is that if I were to pop this armor off, his chest would be silver because they painted the torso to match the armor color, so that you can see this part right here it's mostly an extension of the armor, but it's actually the actual chest piece of the figure. But I think it blends well in terms of what they were going for. I think it works. Not going to go over accessories on their own because he's only got the one. In terms of actual accessories, we've got the battle axe which is the same that it comes with in any other iteration. The gray molded plastic, and then the silver metallic accents on the blade and the inner portion there. So let's take a quick look at the armor, and I'll show you guys exactly what it does. All right, so like I said, the armor is kind of a pain to take off, so I'm just going to do it by itself. It's easier to demo how the armor works on its own rather than fooling around with the actual figure. So, the armor is just a piece that wraps around the body, and it's got 4 clasps, 2 at the top, 2 at the bottom, that lock into place, and then it's secure around your figure. The individual plates are the undamaged. We've got 1 crack, 1 sword swipe, and then the 2 cracks. So you can pick and choose whichever one you want, and they just sit in here. Pop them in, and then you can lock it down once you've got it on the figure, so where it's going to stay. And once it's in there, it'll kind of form itself around the plate, and it's not really going to go anywhere. So there's some armor. Okay, so overall, I'm pleased with this figure. He's one of my favorite He-Man variants. I don't actually recall having the vintage figure as a kid. I don't have it now, and I only have my figures from when I was a kid, so I don't think I had him. I don't have any memories of having Battle Armor He-Man either, but I do like the idea of having him now. I like the updated version, and I like the fact that they were able to, somewhat incorporate the play feature by being able to swap out those chess pieces. I think it adds, a little bit of a playability factor to the figure that wouldn't exist otherwise had they not given us that option. So a cool little nod that the Horsemen and Mattel were able to give us in this figure, and the execution on him is really good. Overall, very pleased. If you've got the original He-Man, you know what to expect here, and it's a He-Man figure. So not a whole lot more to say. Very standard in terms of the Motu stuff, but this is one of the kind of quintessential variations of He-Man that you've really got to have a full Motu set. So that's going to do it for this one, everyone. As always, stay tuned for more reviews. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and until next time.